we belong to the Orthodox Jewish community. We were Orthodox.
Was it a large group?
We belonged to the synagogue, which had many, many members. I can't remember how many.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we went on Saturdays, on Shabbat, all the holidays. This is where I grew up, in that environment, very religious environment.
Mm-hmm. Your parents were both very observant?
Excuse me?
Your parents were both very observant?
Very observant, especially my mother. And it was very strict. And of course, later on in life, I found this when we came to the United States. I found this kind of life was very hard for me as I got older. To abide by the laws, it was very hard. So when I came to the United States a few years later, I dropped it, and I was not Orthodox anymore.
Do you remember a particular time when you were aware of what was happening politically?
Yes. Now I remember, I would say 1933, 34, 35. And as I was walking with my mother on the street, I saw gatherings of young men with the swastika, with a flag with the swastika. They had meetings on corners. And I thought that was peculiar. And I asked my parents, what is this? And my dad said, don't worry about it, it'll go away. It's just a certain bunch of people that they look for trouble. And it will go away. Don't worry about it, darling, don't worry.
Do you think he was worried, though?
My dad,
Mm-hmm.
he was a real German, third, fourth generation born in Germany. And he never thought that anything bad could happen to the Jewish people in Germany. Being that he was in the war and he had a cross or whatever, you know, and he said, don't worry, that will go away. And I was very, very concerned at that time already. I said, my God, what is this? And my mother never said much, but my father said, don't you worry, it will go away.
Mm.
And with that attitude, it almost cost us our lives, which I will get into a little later.
Yeah. So, after those early reassurances, obviously it didn't go away. When was your family aware that there really was a real danger to you?
We saw signs. There were certain restaurants, ice cream parlors, that had the sign out in German, Juden, der Zutritt verboten. That means Jew, you keep out of here. That was 35, 36, 37. And I used to like to go to an ice cream parlor with my dad. And I said, why can't we go in there anymore? He said, don't look at it. Forget it. We buy ice cream, we eat it at home. And I said, why? Why? Because I'm Jewish? I can't go in there? He said, well, these people are just very mean. But it'll get better. He always kept saying it'll get better, and I believe that was his belief. He believed that with all his heart. Yeah. To the end.